Remember James Charles? His career is dead now. Let's get right into the video, man. Anybody still watching James Charles? You're probably a weirdo.
For most of the last decade, James Charles has been one of the biggest names on the internet. Collaborations with Kim Kardashian, record-breaker makeup products, and a fan base so loyal they will fight tooth and nail against any of James's haters. However, after allegations started piling up and his disgusting attitude became more and more apparent, even the cult following he'd gained started to turn on him. From allegations of minors, being totally out of touch with reality, and just being an all-round awful person, it seems as though James Charles' reputation has crumbled past the point of no return. His most recent controversy comes after he mocked a woman for sending a GoFundMe link after she lost her job.
I'm really struggling right now because Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's a GoFundMe link. Any donations help. I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job.
Before we look at his downfall though, we need to look to the beginning. And James Charles first started his YouTube channel before he'd even started high school, all the way back in 2010. But it wasn't makeup that James was obsessed with back then, and it was actually music.
Robert's got a quick hand. He look around the room, he won't tell you his plan. He's got a rolled cigarette hanging out his mouth.
Remember these times on YouTube, we just post a little webcam video, you singing? 1 million views, 10 million views, legacy act. This was content at a certain point in time. Now again, I never really cared for it, but this was a time on YouTube where it was so authentic and genuine. You know, you kind of can't really hate on it for real, but that's crazy.
Cowboy kid, yeah, you found a 6-shooter gun.
When YouTube started becoming more mainstream in the early 2010s, James's channel reflects exactly what it was like back then. Just random kids posting daft videos and not expecting to get any views at all. It's obvious that as an 11-year-old, James never expected to have the insane following he has to this day, and is now pretty much a mainstream celebrity. While he was still in school, James started out learning to be a hairstylist, but after his friends asked him to do their makeup for a school dance, he discovered that he had a bit of a natural talent for it. In 2015, James started posting makeup tips and tutorials on his Instagram account, then moving to YouTube in December of that year. Within a year, he'd already had 75,000 subscribers and nearly 500k followers on Instagram.
Hi guys, my name is James. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a 16-year-old makeup artist from New York and I run the Instagram page J Charles Beauty. Lately, literally 150% of my comments have been, "You need to make a YouTube channel, you need to make a tutorial on this book." So here I am on YouTube in front of my camera with my lights, with a whole lot of makeup in front of me, making a tutorial.
James had so
Regardless of anything, love him or hate him, at this point of his career, you gotta respect anyone that was able to kind of like, maybe not really see the vision, because I'm sure he was just doing what he loved and started making content, but anybody that really picked up a camera and was being consistent on YouTube at that time when it wasn't like a surefire way that you can have a career and make a bunch of money, they do have a little bit of my respect. Again, I don't care for James Charles. He's shown that he is just not a decent person over and over and over again. So, you know, we'll get into that. But what I'm talking about right here is in general, anybody that's just been grinding YouTube when before it was popular to be an influencer, you still have a little bit of chip of respect from me. I can't cap. But in that lane, don't mix it up for some other shit, bruh.
many viral moments throughout his early career on YouTube, like taking a ring light to his senior photos, and a strangely large amount of videos of him singing in random places.
Happy for you, know that I am even if bring me a little water now, bring me a little water, Sylvie.
His fans, who called themselves the Sisters, were obsessed with James and celebrated literally everything he did, even if it meant surrounding him in a circle while he sings off-key like it's some sort of weird sacrifice. In 2017, James even walked the runway with other creators in the beauty community. He was quickly becoming more mainstream as the years went on. even landed an opportunity with CoverGirl to be on the first Cover Boy magazine. In his YouTube videos, he even got famous celebrities to join him like Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, Iggy Azalea, and Emma Chamberlain. His follower count just continued to grow rapidly, and by 2018, he had over 9 million subscribers. Brands recognized that not only was James now highly recognizable in the beauty space, but also his fans were loyal to a fault, to the point where they continued to support him, even through the upcoming controversies, which we'll see very soon. Anyway, in November of 2018, James collabed with Morphe to drop his sister collection eyeshadow palette, and the success was insane. Obviously, I don't know anything about makeup, so I had my female researcher help me out with this, and she told me this palette was pretty revolutionary. It was the first makeup palette that had basically every color in one, and the quality was pretty good, apparently. The price tag wasn't insane either. It was pretty much on par with every other high-end makeup brand. It sold out pretty much instantly, and by 2019, the palette had sold out 4 times over. It was the best-selling Morphe product, making Morphe record profits with $400 million in revenue that year.
400 M's?
And a $2 billion valuation. Obviously, that wasn't all down to James, but he helped a lot.
Hey man, hold on. Niggas need to start selling makeup in this bitch?
The success for James himself was unreal too, as in an interview with Paper magazine, he shows just how much the collab changed his life. That palette bought my house, my parents' house, it changed everything. James even did meet and greets outside stores to help the launch, with fans sleeping overnight in malls just to get a chance to see him. And it was a perfect opportunity to practice his singing.
What the hell this nigga got on? What is this?
Again.
He's not even good at singing. I'm not even trying to hate. Why niggas acting like this nigga's Michael Jackson in this hub? This nigga's not even singing on key. Put some auto-tune in the mic or something. Fuck.
By this point, James Charles was pretty much household name to anyone with an Instagram account. But while his eyeshadow palette was selling out in 6 minutes flat, people were asking, is James himself actually that good at makeup? While business was booming, his comment sections was full with people noticing that things don't look quite right. Pictures posted to Instagram were completely different from the tutorials he'd posted to YouTube. And again, I'm no makeup pro. I barely know what half the products are. But my researchers told me that this is very bad. And even I can clearly tell that his face doesn't match his neck in most of his videos. Like, the top photo that I've just posted looks like he's got Cheeto dust around his mouth. And then he started getting laughed at for his eyebrows. And I know there was a trend at the time for bigger, more blocky eyebrows, but James's were to an extreme. I've got big eyebrows myself, but even mine weren't as bad as his. People started calling James's skill into question, especially when he did a makeup video with Zendaya.
He did a makeup video with Zendaya? Damn, this nigga was having motion. What the fuck? That's kind of crazy.
And her talent was clearly a lot better than James's, despite her.
I mean, she's actually a woman, though. Does that make a difference? Again, I'm not trying to make it weird or nothing, but like, she's actually a lady that probably used makeup her entire life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, but hey, I don't know. It's 2026. Maybe that's a crazy take.
Being an actress and a model, not a makeup artist.
I love winging out my shadow super far. I don't know why. I think my face is, I have a very long face. So I always like to wing my shadow out because it widens it, I guess. This is like major, we're both focusing so hard right now.
So hard.
I'm in okay shape with what we have going on a little bit right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
I'm surviving.
Wait, I'm still on my one eye. Wait, what's the time?
Oh, okay.
We still got time.
We still got time.
This doesn't look, this could be a lot worse, I think.
Yeah,
sure.
no, it's not bad at all.
Okay, I'm gonna grab...
Why she just capped you down? Girls be on that, bro. Girl, you really could look like chop shit, but if you're a female friend, gonna look at you and be like, no, it looks great. It looks amazing. Your eyeshadow doesn't look like fucking mud on your face. It looks great. Why'd you just lie like that?
Even people in the comments were calling James out. I don't know how he even got into makeup, he was so bad at it. It seems like the only thing James is an expert in is at Photoshop. He uses it in all of his Instagram posts to make his skin look poreless and his makeup symmetrical. He's even been accused of using the same picture of himself on different photos. Skin isn't poreless no matter how much makeup you use. Even celebrities who have their makeup done by world-renowned artists still have texture. You can't hide everything with makeup, and James goes to the extent that it looks uncanny and it's just clearly Photoshop. The worst part is, he doesn't even deny it. LeMayo, I Photoshop all my photos. It didn't photograph the way I wanted it to, so I flipped one eye at the other. Still looked amazing in person. James is literally selling a lie. I'm not one to judge someone's makeup skills, but according to a lot of people online, he's clearly faking a lot of it and getting more recognition than he deserves. Now, to be honest, none of that really matters, and I don't personally care too much about his makeup skills.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, if that's like an uproar within the community, I mean, fine, but who actually cares about this? What really took him down? What was like the real meat and potatoes of why people don't like him? Because this is like, this is bullshit, essentially.
Or lack thereof. What's more interesting to me is that he would soon be getting more recognition from his controversies than he would be with his makeup skills. Now look, I'm going to be honest, this video was one of the hardest ones I've ever had to do. There's literally hundreds of tweets from James Charles apologizing for things that he's done, so it can get confusing at times. One thing is clear though, James has an excuse for everything and can get away with whatever he wants. Some of these controversies are petty, but some are very, very serious, with James being accused of being a sexual predator. Some of the first of his controversies though happened in 2017 after he was crowned cover boy. He made some very insensitive tweets about Africa and the Ebola virus. The tweet was supposed to be funny, but it didn't land the way he'd expected. And as we'll come to see, James has a very bad habit of only apologizing once his partnerships are in jeopardy. CoverGirl had to issue a separate statement about James's tweets, and James only apologized after he was called out. His first apology was half-arsed, so he tried to apologize a second time, but referred to Africa as a country instead of a continent, and then had to apologize again for that, just showing his lack of education. Then in a 2017 video with Shane Dawson, James is asked who is the rudest celebrity he's ever met, and has no problem calling out Ariana Grande, which he will obviously come to regret.
Who's been the rudest celebrity you've ever met?
Ariana Grande.
You gotta be careful talking about them Disney celebrities, man. They come and chop your head off.
Can you talk about this?
Yeah, I guess.
Have you ever talked about this?
No.
This is everything. Hello, how have you been
It's
hyped?
huge.
This is GGG Gorgeous on
Well,
YouTube Red.
it-
It's everything.
I haven't really talked about it because I really like Ariana. I just had a really crappy experience with her, but I went to her show here in LA, and that's when I met Kim Kardashian for the first time, who was so nice. And I posted a bunch of videos on my story from the night. The next morning I had woken up and she had DM'd me. I was like, oh my god, thank you for coming, and she was so sweet, and I was like, oh, I love you the most ever in the world. To this day, I don't really have hard feelings about it. I think she's so talented, but she had followed me and DM'd me, and I was like, oh my god, I love you the most ever, like, thank you. And she was like, oh my god, wish I knew you were coming, like, I would have loved to have you backstage. And I was like, oh. This is right after like all my scandals started happening, so I was getting like a bunch of really angry tweets from her fans that were really mad that she had followed me, and literally 4 hours later I started getting tweets like, wow, Ariana unfollowed James, like the rat gets what he deserves, like wow, love karma. And I was like, what the heck? So I checked and she did actually unfollow me, like literally 3 hours after she
Maybe
followed
you
me
just
in the first
tweet.
place.
So she unfollowed you, and that's why you think she's rude? Maybe she just doesn't want any fucking controversy on her name. If you've got controversy of you fondling children, maybe she don't want nothing to do with that.
Probably. But I messaged her back and I was like, hey, like, did I do something wrong? And she literally was like, hey, babe, like, I just saw a lot of angry tweets from my fans and I would never want to disappoint them, so I unfollowed. And I sent back, like, a very, like, strong word message to you, and I was like, you have 100 million fans. It's really disappointing that you would, like, stoop to the level of listening to people bullying me just
I mean, those are her fans. The hell?
to, like, appease them, but okay. I've always looked up to Ariana, and I think she's one of the most talented vocalists, like, of our generation, but it just really sucked that, like, I was literally getting bullied by her fans, and instead of, like, just ignoring it and, like, building a friendship, she literally, like, listened to them and unfollowed, which is just, like, saying that, like, that's okay to do.
Yeah, she could have done nothing, ignored it, and just kept DMing you.
Yeah, like, it wouldn't have been that deep.
Ariana Grande is just on a completely different level to James. She's literally an A-list celebrity. She doesn't owe him a follow on Instagram, and let's not forget, he was already under fire for his racist tweets. It's ironic.
Yeah, like, bro, I mean, what you're saying has some merit of truth to it, but she does not owe you that. And from what it sounds like, it's not like you guys have been friends for years and have this great relationship. Like, bro, watch out. She don't want nothing to do with you, nigga.
Too, considering that Ariana Grande is one of the most popular and well-liked celebrities in Hollywood. Clearly, James just doesn't like people who disagree with him. Now, one of the first instances where we start to see James as an alleged sexual predator is during Coachella 2019. Gage Gomez, a male model and a friend of James, accused James of manipulating him and pressuring him into a relationship. At Coachella, fans took several photos of James and Gage together and tweeted them to James asking if they were in a relationship. James denied the relationship and instead said that Gage was a con artist. Gage shared his version of events in a video to clear his name, where he explains that he and James met in January 2019 and James pressured him to start a relationship with him despite Gage telling him he was straight. James, of course, completely denied the allegations and posted an explanation to Twitter. Now you can pause the video now if you want to read the entire post, and if you do pause,
yeah, go ahead and read that, chat. Somebody let me know what that says. I'm not reading all that, bro.
probably a good time to subscribe.
And not because I can't read, because I just don't want to expose how good of a reader I am. Okay? That's what we're doing.
But to summarize, James claims that he and Gage talked for 5 minutes and had been very affectionate with each other, and Gage never told James that he was straight. James says that Gage saying he felt pressured is a blatant lie and that he is a con artist. It's hard to say who's telling the truth here, as they are two completely different versions of events, but it represents a clear pattern in James's behavior that becomes pretty scary. James is continually accused of being a sexual predator throughout his career, but even more dangerous as those accusations are about minors, as we will come to see soon. While James was still under fire for the accusations with Gage, Dramageddon erupted, with Tati Westbrook, one of James's closest friends, posting the Bye Sister video to YouTube. Tati dropped the famous Bye Sister video after Coachella because she was essentially annoyed at James for going to Coachella sponsored by Sugar Bear Hair instead of endorsing her own brand Halo Beauty. That's literally the entire reason she posted the video, over hair growth gummies. It is insane. Apparently though, this was massive news at the time, and I have a pretty big female audience, so I can imagine a lot of you watching this will be able to remember this video dropping. I mean, I remember my girlfriend watching this as if a literal nuke had just been launched. The video itself was over 43 minutes long and got over 50 million views. Tati gained 3.5 million followers after posting it, while James lost 1 million.
Shit.
It's actually the reason YouTube stopped showing the exact subscriber counts in real time, because the numbers were being weaponized. Tati claims that James was using his celebrity status to coerce straight men into sexual situations they otherwise wouldn't want to be in.
I was shocked that James even then was
He's a monster.
saying to his dad that every man is a little bit gay and that there's no such thing as a straight man. And, you know, his dad's like, you're wrong, James, you're wrong. If someone who is very masculine and has been with women decides that they're bisexual, that they want to explore, that's fine, like, so be it. But again, it's just like, it's not yours to take. So talking about that at the dinner table with his parents was kind of weird. Him talking explicitly about sex and things that he would like to do. And like, I mean, like, I was just like, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, I am used to this around, you know, everyone else, but not his parents. Like, I thought around his parents that he would not behave this way. Like, it was just like, no big deal. Like, sucking dick and cock. Like, I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh.
Time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner. And I made excuses for you then. You were talking in detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter. And when I said, James, he's straight, your response was, doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity.
The fuck it does.
So freaking gross. And you said that in front of my family, in front of my childhood friends. I had to call every one of them up the next morning and apologize on your behalf because it was so uncomfortable.
The way that Tati talked.
This is a genuine, I didn't even know about this controversy. This is definitely, shows that I'm out the loop, but I didn't even hear about this. But she seems to be real genuine.
About in the video, aka Sam Cooke, posted a video to YouTube explaining his version of events, and honestly, it's pretty shocking.
Throughout the night, James and his friend and everyone, they just kept looking at me, but especially James. And he was looking at me. Later on that night, he started talking to the other employees about me, asking me if I had a Valentine. This was on Valentine's Day. And he kept asking the waiters if I was single, and that they thought I was very attractive. Or he especially thought that
The way this nigga's telling this story, he was just looking at me, and then he asked me if I had a Valentine, and they asked if I was single. like he was preying on me, and I just didn't know what to do. Like, they talk about this nigga like he goddamn the boogeyman. This shit crazy, boy.
I was very attractive and he wanted to get my phone number and all that. But the wait staff at my restaurant didn't let that happen. He left and it kind of just went untalked about.
Sam then DM'd James on Instagram after his sister convinced him to, and the pair exchanged pretty flirty messages for a few days. Sam tells James that he is bi-curious but has never done anything with another man before. On James's last night in Seattle, he invites Sam to his hotel room.
I get to the hotel room, we say hi, it's all fine. We end up watching a movie, and after that movie he asked to kiss me. And I was very nervous because I had never done anything with a guy and I was bi-curious, so I said yes. And we ended up making out for around an hour, and if I'm being honest, he's the worst kisser I've ever kissed. Way too much tongue.
Sam says that meeting with James confirmed that he was actually straight and wasn't interested in a relationship with him anymore.
He was actually straight. He just said that he confessed to kissing a man. What are we talking about? That nigga's not straight. That nigga's about as straight as a circle. What? What are we talking about, bro?
He tells James this over text, and he doesn't take the reaction.
Wait, no, I might need to read this one. What the fuck did he say? Hey, so it took some time to think about it. In all honesty, I'm pretty sure I'm straight. No, you're not, brother. Yeah, I don't even need to read it anymore. Bro, what? I'm pretty sure I'm straight. Maybe you just don't like James, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you still bisexual, but you're not straight. You can't jump back to being straight after something like that. And that's just a fact, bro. I don't think it's controversy, bro. You got me fucked up, bro. I don't give a fuck what y'all say, brown nigga. You, as a man, you are like, yo, I'm bi-curious. I'm interested in having relations with other men. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're not straight. You don't get to jump back and be like, oh, I'm straight now. No, nigga. You're bi-curious for the rest of your life. What are we talking about?
Action very well. James guilt trips Sam into feeling bad about the situation, but Sam did the right thing. He wasn't interested in James and was honest instead of stringing him along.
And that's when he got really sad and emotional. He took to social media, and his response to me was that he didn't think that I was straight. He told me, "You're not straight." Like, I'll throw up the DM conversation right here, and we kind of stopped talking after that.
You're not straight though. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with James Charles. You're not straight.
For a little bit, and then he came back to me. He asked me for closure. After he called me for the closure conversation, he offered to fly me out again, and I declined. Because I didn't want to use him for his money or his fame. I felt that that was wrong, and that's what everyone was telling me, that it would have been wrong to go out there if I wasn't actually feeling the same way that he was. So I declined for the second time the trip to LA. He still went on to say he thought I was bisexual or gay and attracted to him when I had told him different.
I mean, again, James Charles, you have no right to be telling a nigga who he's attracted to. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not attracted to you. This nigga thinks he's straight. He's not straight, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's not your job to fucking prove it to him. Like, just leave the nigga alone. He say that much is true. Nigga said, no, I'm straight. I don't want to be dealing with you no more. Okay, just leave the man alone. It don't make no difference.
That pretty much went on for a long time until we kind of ended it at, I'm legitimately not feeling anything, please stop talking to me, this and that. So in this screenshot, it shows him telling me how I felt, and luckily I screenshotted it because later on he went on to delete and unsend those messages, knowing he was in the wrong and he was guilty. So those messages in the live conversation aren't there anymore.
James's behaviour towards straight men is frankly just evil. He guilt trips them when they don't share feelings and tries to convince them that they're gay when they say they're not. Almost immediately.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, I promise you I don't give a fuck, but Did he or did he not say that he agreed to make out with this nigga?
Of events, and honestly,
That night, he started talking to the other employees, and they thought I was very attractive.
to convince him
The restaurant didn't let that happen.
it was never
Room, we say hi. It's all fine. We end up watching a movie, and after that movie, he asked to kiss me, and I was very nervous because I had never done anything with a guy, and I was bi-curious, so I said yes. And we ended up
He said yes.
making out for around an hour,
And they made out for an hour. Man, watch out, bro.
jealous of his success. By this point, James had regained his lost subscribers and Tati started losing. She's never recovered and her YouTube videos now barely scrape 100k views. Now I know a lot of people don't care about influencer drama, but the allegations now will start to get more serious. Because although James cleared his name in 2019, the allegations that came out in 2021 would actually prove that he is a liar and just a disgusting person. James says that he's never used his fame to manipulate anyone, but more than 15 people claim that's exactly what he did. These topics are pretty disgusting, so that is your fair warning. The first grooming allegations that came to light would be by a 16-year-old boy named Isaiah, who posted a series of videos and screenshots to Twitter in February 2021. He even posted several photos that James had sent him, but as they were clearly nude, they were deleted from Twitter.
So after sending me that first picture of his body, explicitly, he sent me multiple after that, and I'll post them now.
Whoa! Weirdo! Whoa! Whoa!
I was
What the fuck?
getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. And then he proceeds to say, oh, but I didn't even get to see the, meaning my body. And after telling him, like, no, like, I'm not gonna send it to you, he kept on asking for pictures and videos of body hair and me
How's this nigga still have a career? What the fuck?
flexing and stuff. He proceeded to ask to FaceTime me, which I then said no to, and then I asked why. And this is what he said.
Wait, bro. I don't know if I can show y'all this, man.
It's sad to say that
Okay. I don't know what it said, bro. I'm sorry.
I can't even
Can't cook my channel, gang.
look up my biggest influence the same again. I've heard multiple stories about him doing this to people, but you never believe it until it happens to you.
The pictures are clearly from James, from the ones where you can see his face anyway, and as we'll come to find out, he doesn't even deny that he spoke to Isaiah.
This is the notification that I got when he Snapchatted me first. And just for further proof, he deleted the chat. I don't know what he deleted, but that's me opening his Snapchat. I went into the bathroom, and I guess he saw the bathroom light, so he started making the conversation very sexual, and it made me really uncomfortable. And I'll post some of the stuff that he sent me now. You can't see it because it's blurry, because I took it on my iPad, because I don't want him to see that I screenshotted it, but I'll post it right now.
Oh my god, y'all. It's just his face. I bet you can make me finish just by flexing and showing your body. Whoa, bro. Take your Johnson out.
To zoom in on what exactly James allegedly sent Isaiah, the messages say, just watch you show off and look hot as fuck, haha. And I bet you can make me finish by just flexing and showing off your hair, body hair, haha, without even taking your dick out. That is genuinely disgusting to read, and I'm sorry you had to hear that. James allegedly sends these photos on the same day he starts Snapchatting Isaiah, which is genuinely just strange behavior anyway. He uses his fame to get away with things like this and puts the other person, in this case Isaiah, in an uncomfortable position. Within hours of Isaiah posting these videos to Twitter, James released a statement. Now again, I'll put it on screen now so you can pause to read the whole thing, but he basically claims that he found Isaiah on the Instagram Explore page. He added him on Snap, and after asking Isaiah for his age, Isaiah said he was 18. James says he only found out he was actually 16 when inconsistencies made him ask again. James's response makes it look even worse because
We're like, even if we gave you the benefit of the doubt, nigga, you add a nigga on Snapchat and then, what, 2 days in, you're fucking asking for Johnson pics? Like, bro. Watch the fuck out,
he
bro.
pins
You're actually a clown.
blaming Isaiah for
Disgusting.
lying about his age, when Isaiah actually had it in his bio that he was 16. It just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Why send him naked photos so soon, which James doesn't deny?
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, bro, you never met the person in person at all. Like, you don't know nothing about them and you just sending pictures. Like, come on, bro. What type of fucking clown are you? Weirdo. And it had his age in the bio. Watch out.
I doing? And why start the conversation on Snapchat and not Instagram if that's where he found him? The icing on the cake is that James now says he will ask to see the passport or ID of every guy he speaks to, literally admitting that he has a habit of speaking to underage people so bad that he needs to verify that they're not a minor. That's not normal. Isaiah denies that James ever asked for his age on Twitter, saying that James even knew he was 16 and still asked him for nudes. But James unfortunately dug his own grave by going on the Logan Paul podcast and admitting that he would date the, and I quote, absolute youngest that he could possibly find.
Okay, so the thing is, for me, I'm 21, but like I said, I have the mentality of a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm much more mentally and emotionally mature than a lot of
No, you're not.
people my age. I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like, I would date like the absolute youngest, like 18, 19 that looks a little bit older, or like 24 that like has a young personality.
There were more and more allegations coming out about James Charles that it was starting to become impossible to ignore. One of the most notable was from someone called Jake Cherry, who came with screenshots to prove James was sending him inappropriate pictures. At least 15 individuals accused James of grooming and misconduct, with their claims varying in severity but all portraying the same pattern of behaviour by James. By this point, James couldn't hide from the accusations anymore and had to come forward and make an apology video about his behaviour.
In case anybody isn't aware of what's going on, within the past couple of weeks, 2 different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media. One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent. In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18.
Yeah, bro, nah, bro. You're not fooling nobody with this. How the fuck is he still relevant? Is he still relevant? Are people still supporting this guy? What the hell? This guy's actually disgusting, dude. He's actually a pred. And he's just walking around like nothing.
Believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16.
No, nigga.
Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people. Later on, when I saw them making videos about it and those videos going viral, my immediate reaction, completely honestly, was to be really, really upset. I wanted to get on camera and film another No More Lies video where I gather all my receipts and all my screenshots and try to tell my side of the story and then just move on from the situation. And now, looking back, that
These are one of this this really like on some EDP shit. When you just keep getting away with things, they're so delusional. They think that they can just apologize and lie and then it just goes away. Which reality, honestly, has been making that so. These niggas just keep kind of, oh, I'm sorry, I lie, problem goes away, and then they just get to continue living their life and make their millions. Bro, this shit gotta stop, bro. This is 100% evidence that nigga was involved with it. I'm saying I don't even know what the fuck to say. Let's just keep it going, bro.
That was so stupid because as I did more research on these topics and self-reflected, I realized that the receipts and the screenshots and the specific details of the interaction really don't matter because I fucked up. And I needed to take accountability for my actions and most importantly, apologize to the people that were affected by them.
James admits that he didn't act
Yeah, bro, but you a pedo. Like, yeah, you fucked up, but you fucked up like that. You don't get to recover from that. You over here talking to kids.
Correctly, which is ironic considering he went on a tirade to call them all out for lying. He's a celebrity with 25 million subscribers and they are 16-year-old boys. The power imbalance is crazy.
I was being reckless, and after looking back and finally realizing that this was my own fault, I started doing a lot of thinking and reflecting to really try and figure out why I was actually allowing myself to be so reckless in the first place. In all other areas of my life, my friends, my business, I like to think of myself as pretty put together and on top of things, and I couldn't understand why relationships were the one outlier. Why were they not working? Why was this area of me so different? And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate. I do understand that with these videos coming to light, it's really starting to, not even starting, it's really...
I mean, there's some truth there. Most peas and weirdos that be talking to underage people are desperate. You know what I'm saying? So there is some truth there. You're desperate and you're disgusting because you're like, you know, I don't know if I can actually deal with somebody within a maturity level that is, you know, above mine. So let me try to take advantage of the people that are below mine. And that's literally, it's a power dynamic. That's why most of these pedos and weirdos are like that. And that's why they go after kids, because they want that power dynamic so they can manipulate and say things that are just outlandishly stupid. But, you know, you're a young kid. You may not understand. So you just believe it. That's why you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's just wrong. So it's kind of one of the things you don't really get to just apologize for that, though. You know, I could respect anyone that's, you know, gonna fucking turn themselves in and keep themselves away from society. That, yeah, do that, my nigga.
Weirdo.
It's the only little respect you'd get from me. Go turn yourself in, bro.
Looking, period. Like, I'm actively searching for younger people to be in a relationship with, and I just want to say firsthand that is absolutely not the case. My hope has
said it on a podcast.
Always been to be in a relationship with somebody around my age or older that I can.
No, you said it in this video. We saw it. You said you like younger.
Relate to it and that can make me laugh. And unfortunately, I've not been able to find that person yet. But the idea of actually being in a relationship became so important to me that I was willing to trust too quickly, miss out on red flags, and most importantly, not take the precautionary measures that really anybody, but especially somebody with a public platform, should be taking before talking to anybody. And there's no excuse for that.
The apology is just ridiculous. James doesn't even acknowledge that he allegedly sent nude photos to himself to these minors within hours of adding them on Snapchat. And why is it always 16-year-old boys? Because in this video, he's 21. 16-year-olds shouldn't even be on his radar, yet he keeps finding them. The most important thing about James's responses is that he always claims that he was lied to about the age of the people he was speaking to. They claim to be 18 plus, but when he finds out they're actually 16, he wants pity for being duped. But when these new allegations from 2020 came out, revealed by my good friend the Zerg, it's undeniable that James knows that the people he is speaking to are underage. And worse, he actually likes them underage.
James Charles has been caught yet again talking to another kid. So if you guys may or may not know James Charles, he is a popular makeup guru, as you can say. Well, he was caught again, allegedly, talking to a 16-year-old boy. Now, these conversations happened back in 2020.
So I'm trying to tell y'all, man, they keep getting away with it. They're not going to stop, bro. If you never get burnt, how you going to know to not put your hand on the stove? They're just going to be like, oh, sorry, not going to do it again. You know what I'm saying?
But they're just now coming to light. And this one is a little bit more damning than the other accusations he was thrown at and he admitted to. But the one excuse he said was that these kids who were DMing him were lying about his age. But in this conversation, you can clearly see that the guy said that he is 16, and James even says that's illegal. Yet, he keeps on going and continuing the conversation by sending pictures to each other. Now, we don't know for sure what was sent, but the person who is anonymous apparently said that there was explicit pictures sent. Now, if these screenshots are true, this just shows that James is more likely than not lying about the fact that the kids were lying about their ages with the other victims.
Creators in the community are sick of hearing about James Charles. It's literally just one thing after another. A few months ago, Ethan Klein of the H3 podcast paid for a billboard in LA to spread awareness of James's behavior, calling him out as a child predator. Even Trisha Paytas, used to be pretty close with him, has turned her back and spent an entire 40 minutes dragging him on her podcast.
Obviously, you have issues. You have deep-rooted issues, I'm sure. And you could be the most talented, which he's not. He's camp, he's whatever. No, he's a vile, disgusting human. And if you're a bad person, you're still not deserving of all your successes, but you're also just, you're very mid. And sometimes when he's silent, we're like, well, you know, he hasn't done anything horrible in 6 months. Maybe he's changing. No, he hasn't. He's actually still being horrible. So I hate James Charles because we forget how awful James Charles is. Like, you deserve nothing. Like, he doesn't deserve any amount of wealth. You are now being a menace and destructive to like not just the internet, but like honestly society, like the human race really. And it's scary to watch. Truly the
yes, queen. Yes. Preach.
worst person, like a horrible
Oh my
human
God.
being.
Ah! Nigga looks scary as shit.
I'm not the karma police. I actually despise him more than any other creator. He's like an awful human being, disguising, trying to like mask as like a content creator, like literally like, evil. You live in this beautiful house, you do the bare minimum, you're a nasty person, you're yelling at your fans, you're yelling at people. It's not cute. Shows himself to be actually like inhumane, like so vile and nasty. He does not deserve his platform. Calling him lazy and being like, James, you deserve nothing. The only talent you have is makeup. How you got this far is like a mind blown to us all. You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing of what you have. You're doing the absolute least. You're not contributing to society. You're not helping the internet. You're not inspiring others. You're an awful, awful person. Like all you do is makeup and you get this beautiful house. You get all these nice things. How are you ever telling someone like they're lazy, they don't deserve like that? You give the bare minimum and people give you so much. You should be giving all your money out to people because it's like you don't deserve any of it. Get help. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. And your singing sucks. That's it.
Which leads us to James's most recent controversy, his vile video about a fan reaching out to him for help after being fired by Spirit Airlines.
I just got a DM on here from a girl that said, "Good morning, James. I know you'll probably never see this, but if you could just take 1 minute to read it, would really mean a lot to me. I'm really struggling right now because Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's the GoFundMe link. Any donations help." I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job.
James, shut the fuck up, bro. You would not survive a smiling minute with a regular job. You'd complain, you'd cry, you'd bitch, you'd moan. You could not even do a basic job like fucking picking up a napkin after someone drops it at a restaurant. I swear to God, nigga. The irony with creators like this, they ain't never had no struggle, bro. They ain't never felt no struggle. And that also leads into the delusion and there's power dynamic because they have all this money, they have all this resources. They ain't really ever worked for nothing, bro. And I talked about in the beginning of this video, some of the benefits of getting on YouTube early and kind of just being early to the party is just the fact that a lot of people got to really blow up doing the bare minimum. And while it's a blessing for others that are just like, look at somebody like Moist Critical Charlie. Now, granted, he's genuinely funny. He genuinely has good takes. He genuinely is like somebody that, while his content is quote unquote lazy, like he just sits there and he just yaps, I personally think that he's super entertaining. But that's just my opinion. But the reality is, Charlie himself will always openly say, like, he has gotten significantly lucky in his career, and a lot of it might have just been due to the fact that he was doing YouTube 15, 12 years ago when nobody really thought it was cool to do YouTube. So now the guy that was just gaming and yapping on the internet 10 plus years later, he's like a pioneer on the platform. And again, I genuinely think he's entertaining. But if you break his content down, I mean, bro just sits in front of the camera and just yaps on a technical level. So it's like somebody like James Charles, like, okay, you know how to do makeup. How many other gay niggas are on the internet that know how to do makeup? Hundreds, thousands, I'm sure. They probably know how to do it way better than you. You're not special. You know what I'm saying? So for you to have this mentality, like, oh, just get a job. Nigga, you ain't never worked a job. You don't even know what that feels like.
This is an insanely hard watch. James literally calls this poor girl a lazy piece of shit and does an evil laugh for asking for help when she's just been sacked. Meanwhile, James sits in his mansion that is literally so big his voice echoes after never working a real job in his entire life. He's literally completely tone deaf. May I remind you that when TikTok was at risk of being banned in the US, he posted this video.
I'm just really scared that I'm not gonna be able to find you guys wherever we do end up.
Yeah. That nigga was scared. He was like, oh shit. TikTok goes, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Money is tight.
In the time that James spent making that video, he could have been doing something else more productive, couldn't he? Despite the insane backlash, James doubled down on his take and didn't issue an apology.
I stand behind what I said 10 toes down. The reason I made that video yesterday though was a lot of people these days do not have the make it work mentality. They have no desire to actually put in the effort to try to fix a problem and get themselves out of a situation.
Obviously James just annoyed people even more, so he had to make a third video that was an actual apology. Most likely because his PR manager was begging him to try and handle the fallout. It literally feels like he's reading off a script, and I bet he actually is.
And I called her lazy. I said,
mind you, this nigga just sitting naked in his fucking bed recording this. Like, man, watch out. He don't give a fuck. People like this, they only apologize when the money is on the line. But they don't mean it.
It was stupid, and I said she should have spent the time that she spent copying and pasting the message, applying for jobs instead. This video was fucking stupid. It was rude, it was obnoxious, it was privileged, and most importantly, it was completely fucking unnecessary. When I saw that DM, I absolutely had the choice to ignore it and say absolutely nothing at all and move on with my day, but instead, I couldn't even tell you why. Her message just triggered me, and I decided instead to make a video about it. And I bashed her, and it was obnoxious, and I shamed her for asking for help in a situation where she was clearly really struggling, and this could have been her absolute last resort. I have no idea what was going on in her life, and I should have never assumed that she was just copying and pasting this DM as an easy way out. I don't know.
I don't believe a word of what James is saying because he's literally said he stood by what he said. 10 toes down apparently, so why change his mind now unless it was absolutely necessary for his own benefit? He even says he would help out this poor girl a little bit, whatever that means. James needs to get his head out of his DMs anyway. It is literally so weird. I only have about 4,000 or 5,000 followers on my own Instagram and I barely look. He has 19 million. I bet if he was a 16-year-old boy messaging James, he would have donated. Anyway, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover about.
Word, man. Crazy video. I didn't really know this much lore. Like, I knew there was some controversy, but wow. This nigga's actually disgusting. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Did y'all know he was moving like this? And mind you, he's still on the loose. Shit crazy, bro. Somebody need to drop a documentary on him like they did that boy EDP.